Are you struggling to break 90? That's exactly what we're going to be covering this next 9 weeks on your Friday Fix. We're going to be out here talking course management, going into the winter, learning how to play maybe your course a little bit better. We are going to be playing waterfront golf here, 9 holes, and talk you through how to look and approach each hole to help you shave some shots off your scores. The first hole here at Waterfront you will see by the flyover, you'll see it's a 370 yard par 4 stroke index 11. Very much a straight hole, all in front of you. The fairway slopes from right to left, and then down at the green we do have a bunker front left, and we do have a slope to the right of the green. So here very much trying to get in play off the tee. Let's talk about that now. So on the tee box you will see I've teed up on the right hand side. My normal shot, especially first thing in the morning and first shot of the day, is normally a little bit of a fade, you could say a slice. So I'm going to use the tee box to my advantage here. I'm going to aim up the left hand side. Again, weather, it's not running very far at the moment, so I don't have any problems. If I do slightly pull this shot, it shouldn't reach the trouble. This is something that you would have to take into account in the winter. If I was to pull this in the summer, that will be straight into those bushes, so I would be using something different off this tee box. But into the winter, we need to get as much distance as possible, and that's going to be probably your driver. So I'm going driver here on this first hole. I'm going to try and get this into play, and again, if I fade this back, I'm going to aim at the pylon to the left side of the fairway. If it stays straight, it's going to be in the left rough. If it fades, it's in the middle. And if it overslices, I'm in the right-hand rough. I'm taking these trees to the right out of the options that I gave you there. So that's going to help me just get down into play, get off the tee on this early morning, and talk about from the fairway. So, nice low heely one to start the day, often the case with many a golfer. That's up the left-hand side of the fairway. Probably won't have gone as far as I would like, but I've still got a nice easy mid-iron into this green. Let's talk about trouble around the green now and what we need to do from the fairway. So guys, it's the first woolly hat video of the season, so getting a little bit cooler now, but course management is going to be one big thing, and that's why I wanted to do it throughout this winter. Obviously last winter we did this with mid-handicap Dave, and showed you how he would potentially play his golf course. Obviously that's helped him a little bit this year with shot selections off the tee, also which greens to go for, which are red light, which are green light, and where, depending where the flag is even, which ones you can go for. So it's all about plotting your way around a little bit easier, not thinking it has to be full out driver, then a full out 8 iron or whatever club you've got left in, and being over aggressive and costing yourself shots. So we can see actually here it has just ran out of the fairway. You can see where it ran down in the dew, and we're just in that semi-cut. So let's get a yardage and see what we've got. So from the rough it's set up quite nice at the moment. So again, it's thinking about the club. Again, my watch is telling me we've got 155 to that flag. So this morning 155 again. That's going to be a pretty solid 8 from here for me. So I'm going to use, again, not a full shot here, and that's a big thing now. I'm not trying to go, right, full out. This club, it's a nice controlled 8 iron, even with the first shot of the day or first iron of the day. Obviously, as you see the flyover, looking around the green, there is a big bunker to the left, and again, on the right, we have thicker rough just off the side of the green. So it's very much here thinking, if I do mistrike it, where do I want to be? And a little bit to the right here, even though it's a right flag, and a little bit short is probably the best place. If I was to mistrike it and I was a little bit right and a little bit short, I'd have a lot of green to work with, and more than likely a little bit of a bump and run up that green. The bunker, I would leave myself one of those awkward 20-yard bunker shots that nobody likes. So again, I'm going to go with that 8 iron again, do my normal routine. So start behind the ball, picture that like I've just said. What I want to do is favour that right hand side, so ball's above my feet slightly, which would have the tendency to move that golf ball to the left. So what I'm going to do is just aim right of the flag, so right half or right side of the green, just put a normal swing on this. If that then does turn back, it's turning back towards the flag. If it stays right, it's still going to be on that right side of the green or right rough, which is a little bit of an easier shot if I do miss the green. So started a bit right, coming around nicely. And that looks like it'll be on the fringe, but very interesting there, guys. And that's one thing to consider, obviously, when I was out caddying for one of the players I taught on tour. He we'll do this on the practice round, so be looking at where the best miss is. Depending where the flag is, you've got to think what gives yourself the easiest up and down. And it's not saying, oh, I know I'm going to miss the green, but just think, as a mid-handicap golfer, as a high handicapper golfer, even as a single figure handicap golfer, we're going to miss greens, but we want to make sure we give ourselves the easiest chance. Still get out there with a par, a bogey, and use your shots the best we can to get your handicap down. So as expected there, just short of the pin high, and again just missed the green. But for me here, it's now thinking about, right, I'm on the fringe, I've avoided the rough. If I was in the rough, I would be thinking about chipping this shot, obviously because we wouldn't be able to get a putter to it. From here I'm thinking putter. The reason I'm thinking putter is because it's much easier for me to get that into a roll, and I'll be able to judge my pace a little bit better. I'm not relying on some spin, I'm not relying on what grab it's going to get and how far it's going to land. Here I know I've got a little bit of dew to go through, but again, 25-foot putt with this little bit of dew. I'm going to play a little bit longer. And you see from there, a bit more turn than I expected, so a little bit more turn, but I would say that's going to be just outside tour average. So from 25 to 30 feet, we're looking to get it within 10%. So I would say that's just outside that, but let's show you what we do now. Obviously now still, even on these holotine greens, which have freshly been holotined in front of me, so you'll see this on every single one, I want to line that golf ball up, make sure that I've got this just outside the left-hand side of the hole, and take my time. So you can see, guys, off the tee, I've not hit the best tee shot. I've then not hit the best iron shot in, but I'm making this par 4 look, again, not as hard as possible. 370 yards, how many people try and smash the driver off the tee, get up there close to 300 yards, and I've only got 70 yards. Even if you do that, you then leave yourself that awkward distance, and how many people I see from 80 yards, 90 yards, then miss the green further than I have there with an 8 iron. Really shows that we don't need to hit it as far as we can and try and obviously take the skin off the golf ball. We want to put ourselves in position. I was only just off the fairway. I was then able to get a decent contact. I was able to get that even with a missed strike, just under pin high, and then, okay, putt broke a little bit more than I thought, but now leave myself one. Hopefully get out with a par. Just like that. So guys, first hole out of the way there, very much a hole that for everybody we're just wanting to get off the tee, get into play and get that going. You see that I didn't take the skin off the ball off the drive, I just tried to get it down there, give myself the best chance of aiming correctly off the tee to put myself in position. I then snuck just into the rough, but obviously from the rough I was able to get an 8 iron there, just short of pin high. And then on the fringe, the biggest thing there was obviously not chipping. How many people I see there get the 60 out, get the 56, get their 8 iron out, try and play a bump and run. It comes off too fast or they miss-hit it. Get your putter out, guys, you're going to be able to judge your distance a little bit better. If you hit 10 putts from there and 10 chips, on average your putt is going to be closer. And then taking your time on those short ones, line them up, go through your routine and be nice and positive. So guys, that's the first hole here at Waterfront. Comment below, have you enjoyed that? Do you have any kind of questions? We're going to be moving on now. I'm going to play the second hole, which will be on next Friday.